at your service. He'll be on camera and he'll be throwing in questions on your behalf. Today we're going to be doing a pasta dish of my own invention. We're going to run through the ingredients for you. We're going to need a pan of boiling water, a saucepan, frying pan rather, for the cooking of the meat, a few utensils. There's 2 of us today eating, so we're going to go for a cup and a half of pasta. Comes from Italy, this pasta, being sold by Sainsbury's. Then we have 1 chicken breast from the Co-op, 4 chipolata sausages, again from the Co-op, and bacon, about 5 slices. The chicken and the sausage have been cut into sugar cube slices, and the bacon into postage stamp size. Bolognese sauce to go to mix in with the pasta and the meat, and some tomato puree from Italy to thicken up the sauce. There we are, and that's the ingredients, and now let's go on with the cooking. We're going to put the chicken in first into the hot. We've got some vegetable oil in the pan. There we are. It's going to fizz up like crazy. We put the chicken in. We put this in for about 3 minutes, just to sear off. As you turn that down, you only want it on a medium heat. About 3 minutes until it's brown, and then we're going to put the sausage meat in. Okay. Okay, now among the chicken in is browning off nicely, so what we're going to do is we're going to call it a minute and a half before we put the sausage meat in. You see, there's no set time to all of this. It's all about judgment and experience. So we've got the chicken in for a minute and a half. Now we've got the sausages. We're going to brown the lot until it's really nice and brown, and that should take 1.5 to 2 minutes, and then we're going to go for the bacon. Okay, now the meat has taken slightly longer to cook because the heat from the oven wasn't as high as we needed, which is fine. It just takes a few extra minutes to brown off the sausage and the chicken. But they're at a suitable darkness at the moment, and now I've thrown in the bacon. The bacon goes in last because it takes the least amount of time to actually cook. Okay, so but we're not cooking from a cookery book, so that means that a lot of this is kind of visual. You look at the meat, how brown is it getting, judging how many more minutes it needs, and that's how you cook this. It's not minutes on a clock, it's how brown the meat is and how long you have to go before you have to add the sauce. Now, the chicken's been in for 8 minutes or so. The sausages after that have been in for approximately 4 or 5. The bacon should take another 5, but don't quote me on that. We're going to look at the colouring of the meat, and then in a moment we're going to add the sauce. Okay. Okay then, the meat is just about brown as we want to get it. We don't need to cook that on a high heat much more. Meantime, we've got a cup and a half of the pasta. We're going to put that in, and we're going to bring the heat up. There we go. We're going to bring the pasta up to the highest heat, and that's going to take approximately 15 minutes. In fact, I'll put a little bit of water in there. It's going to take 15 minutes. And in the meantime, I'm going to take the juices that are from the burnt oil and the juices from the meat. I'll try and do this so you can see it there. We're going to take it, and we're going to pour it into this container of scrap. This is a container of scrap oil. So we don't need any of this brown sauce. And when I've got rid of this, in 5 minutes we're going to add the the bolognese sauce. Right. The pasta has been in there for approximately 5 minutes out of 15. Now we've taken the meat off the heat because we don't need to cook it anymore. All we're going to do now is add some tomato puree from a can, and it makes quite a noise. Okay, that's some kind of tomato puree paste in there, and also the spaghetti. Okay, and then we're just going to throw all that in. Okay, now we're going to give this a mix, and this is not cooking, by the way, because we've cooked all the meat as far as we need to go. This is just going to gently simmer. Okay, it's going to simmer for about 10 minutes. Turn the heat up slightly. I don't know what heat this would be, but what we're going to do, we're going to judge by the amount that is boiling. We don't want it to boil too badly, we just want it to simmer, gently cook. Because remember, the meat is cooked, we're only actually simmering the potato paste. Now, and at the same time, we're going to be monitoring the pasta, and the way to see if pasta is cooked is to cut it with a spoon on the edge of the pan. Depending on how easy it is, when it's raw, it's very difficult. The more it's cooked, the easier and softer the pasta is. So what we're doing now is we're just having the pasta on a very low heat just to finish off. This is on a very low heat just to simmer. What's going to happen here is we're going to pour it into, we're going to get as much water as we can, we don't want it to be soggy, and then we're going to pour it into the big bowl, and there you have it. And then we come over, we're going to turn everything off, we come over to the meat with the bolognese sauce. We're going to pour this over, actually, I should do it the other way, so you can see. There we are. We're going to pour this over, put it all over the pasta, and then, it looks going to be difficult left-handed here, but then we'll give it a good old mix, and then it's ready to be spooned out. Okay, we get rid of that. And the last thing, just give it a mix. Some people add cheese to it, grated cheese. Personally, I don't. I think it's fine as it is. This is pasta. It's got 1 breast of chicken, 4 sausages, and 5 strips of bacon. There we are. An invention of my own. And now it's the taste test. Okay.
Right, so it's time for
the unveiling here. Okay, I'm going to try a bit of pasta on its own. Pasta, yeah. There's a strong tomato. You know what it is? That strong tomato flavour is the puree. You know, you don't have to put the puree in. The puree is just to thicken it up and give it an extra tomato kick. You don't necessarily need it. Which I think if I was to make this again, I'll make it without the puree.
It tastes nice. It tastes very nice.
I've got a bit of sausage there. There's the thing is, once it's all mixed up, it's hard to tell what's what. Right. But I got a bit of bacon here. Bacon's chewy.
So yeah. have you tasted different pasta, like Italian pasta or other pasta? How do you compare it to yours?
Personally, personally, I like mine the best because of all the ingredients. I know the proportions. I know what's gone in it. I know how much effort it took to make it. The timing. I mean, when you was watching,
right.
Them at home won't realise because it's been edited. But there's a lot of timing. You've got 3 different meats that take 3 different amounts of time to cook. The pasta takes a certain amount of time.
Right.
Then you've got the sauce, takes its own amount of time.
Right.
It's all about experience and just watching. Don't go buy a book. watch it. Is it bubbling too much? Turn it down a bit. Is the meat getting too brown too quickly? Turn the heat down. It's all experience, you know. But yeah, I mean, anybody could take this and add their own. Add some lamb.
But do we have British pasta at all?
Possibly. I mean, the pasta that we used was made in Italy, but it was made specifically for Sainsbury's, who are here in England.
Right.
There may be firms that make pasta in England, but I mean, but pasta's pasta. I mean, you know, you've got. You can have fresh pasta, which is made from the, I don't know how they make it, the pastry, you know, but this is the hard, this is the dehydrated stuff. This is the stuff that's designed to last forever.
Right.
You know, it's not fresh out of the machine, which I've never had that, but I've had the store-bought dried pasta. Yeah. And tell us what differences you would make in your own recipe if you're to revamp this. Yeah, put that in the comments. You know, we'd love to hear somebody else's version.
Yeah. Thank you for watching.
Bye-bye.